Regardless of what anyone tells you, love is still out there. And it's coming your way. Let's see what energy you're attracting. Hello, lovelies. Welcome to EtherSpirit. I am your Venusian Priestess. Today, we're going to be going over what kind of energy is coming into your love life for you. We're going to see if there's any relationships. We're going to see what kind of energy are you attracting, and just overall, what's going on in your love life. So today, we have a timeless pick a card for you guys. So we have 3 piles here. So we have number 1. This carnelian, really pretty crystal, really pretty stone. That is going to be our pile 1. Our pile 2 is going to be this bumblebee, or just this bee in general, this little gold bee for you guys. That's pile 2. And for pile 3, we have this silver beautiful angeling. So go ahead, take your time. I'm going to give you guys a second before I start picking out the cards. Meditate, make up your mind, whatever's sticking out to you. Don't second guess your intuition. Whatever's first is usually what's right. And pick whichever one you want to get. So I'm going to leave you guys for just a second, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the readings. I'm going to see you in your pile. If you chose pile 1 or this beautiful carnelian, this is your reading. So I went ahead and pre-shuffled some oracle cards for you guys. So I'm going to show you guys all of the oracle that I pulled for you. So we're going to start off with this card. This card says hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repetitive, persistent, working on it. You have passion. This card says insane chemistry, like each other equally, having fun. You have, you can't go back to yesterday, be in the present. You have wedding. This card says this situation involves marriage, if I can pick it up. You can see it here. You have, this could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner that you seek. And then this is a self-love card. So this is from the card game We're Not Really Strangers. And it's not particularly an oracle card, but sometimes, you know, I get ideas, and this was an intuitive download from Spirit to use this deck. So we're going to be using this, and this is a card for how we are presenting ourselves in the future. What future questions do we have for ourselves? This is an introspective deck. So what questions do we have for ourselves now that is going to help us for the future? And the question that came out is, what pattern do you want to break even if you don't know it yet? And I feel like in this relationship that's coming towards you, or I already feel like for a lot of my pile 1s, you guys are in a relationship right now, or you guys are in some sort of connection with somebody that commitment was a difficult thing. Like, it was a difficult task to have commitment in this relationship. And I feel like you guys keep getting together and breaking up, or getting together and breaking up. And this doesn't have to mean that the relationship is over, but you guys are having long periods of breaks from each other, because I feel as though when you guys get together, it's because of passion, and it's because of something that, you know, is beautiful. You guys want to be with one another, but at the same time, you guys have a really shaky foundation, and you guys keep getting and reopening these same wounds, or reopening these same patterns, and you are not able to break them because you guys are not recognizing that you keep falling into the same traps with one another. I feel as though you guys, if you guys are in a commitment right now, and this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. For those of you right now that are in a relationship with somebody, I feel as though there could be distance right now, or there could be some sort of separation that's happening between the two of you. However, I feel as though when this relationship started, it wasn't meant to be anything serious. There could have been commitments here that were made early on in this relationship that made it seem like, oh, you know, like we want something serious from life or from love, but we weren't really going into the relationship expecting that to receive it from each other. So you guys could have had a idea of what you wanted from love, or you guys could have had an idea of, okay, this is what I want out of a relationship, and you guys met this other person very spontaneously. I feel like for some of you, this could have been a hookup or a one-night stand, or you guys could have been seeing each other casually, maybe through work or something like that, and you guys may have hooked up or like even went on a couple of dates together, but the chemistry was just so insane. You guys, I feel, had to keep up this energy and this momentum. And before even meeting each other or entertaining each other in a relationship, you guys both had an idea of, this is what I want in a relationship. But this person, I don't feel like was the ideal for you in that moment, or this person was just not really what you were expecting out of a relationship. And it wasn't something that bothered you, but I feel as though things that you both have boundaries on, or things that you both may have been, not wanting out of a relationship, or maybe have even been getting triggered over in relationships, may be coming out. But I feel as though a lot of you identify that this is your person. But for the majority of you, you keep falling in this really toxic pattern of wanting to go through this relationship and keep picking up this relationship over and over and over again continuously without having any work done or without having any intention before you actually get into this relationship. I feel as though there could have been some sort of hurt or pain because of the lack of commitment, or one person wanting commitment out of the relationship and the other person denouncing commitment. And I feel as though the person that was denouncing commitment wants to come back and apologize. They're very apologetic about the way that they were acting, and they do want to have this commitment with this wedding card here. However, it's like someone here, the person that I feel denounced the commitment, is living in the past of the relationship, and they think about the times where it was the good old days, or it was like things were a lot less serious. But now that you guys have history with one another, it kind of muddies the waters. And I feel like a lot of you are going to have a conversation with this person, or a lot of you feel that what is needed to put this relationship back in a healthy and stable place is to have a conversation of these patterns that you both need to be breaking, and be intentional with the way that you guys are, getting into this relationship. I feel like this could be, with this carnelian card, this could be a very intimate, I don't know what I can say on YouTube, but I feel like this could be a really deeply intimate relationship, where a lot of the relationship could be built on intimacy. And intellectually, I feel like a lot of you are not able to really, or haven't really sat down and had a conversation of what you actually want and what will make you feel stable in the relationship. Something that I was channeling for you guys is there could be this feeling of cold-heartedness. And after experiencing this intimacy for one of you, or for even both of you, I just feel like you guys pick up and go and resume your regular lives. But this relationship is something that you both want to take part in. Nobody has the courage, though, to go forth and open the conversation and open the window to talk to one another. This person could have been married to someone else at the time, or could have been separating from someone else. But I feel, and that's only for a select few of you, I feel as though what this really is that you guys are almost acting as a couple without the label of it. It's like a situationship, or it's really, really messy to the extent of you guys are, doing things that are attributed to being in a relationship, but without the label, because nobody will have that open dialogue. And I feel like for you, you have a very weak spot for this person. And I feel like whenever this person comes back into your energy, you'll have this very strict, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to say this, I'm not going to. And you can get really cold when it comes to talking about this person if you guys are in a separation, or you guys are not around each other. But then when they come back around, I feel like there's a weak spot that you have for this person, and you just kind of let them in, and you let your walls down around this person. And I feel as though it could have been you guys may have had promises or conversations where you guys would promise to talk about this commitment, or talk about, how passionate this relationship is, and maybe even making plans for the future. But when it comes to those moments, it's I feel like it's very heightened emotionally because of the intimacy factor here, and nothing ever gets done. And I feel like what's really going to happen between this relationship is taking a break here and really understanding on an individual level what you both want. Because if you keep getting into these patterns, there's not going to be any substance to this relationship, and there's not going to be anything to really rebuild. Because I feel like at this point in time, you guys are coming into union and kind of like destroying each other and then leaving and separating. You guys are getting this intimacy factor, and like I feel as though a lot of chakra imbalances could be happening right now. Like I feel like somebody could have an underactive throat chakra, but somebody could have a really active solar plexus chakra. And I feel as though you guys are like having these beautiful moments together, but not in like very passionate too, but not with the label that you both want. And it's not like you guys don't want a relationship or you guys want to stay single. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like one of you wants commitment, or both of you actually want commitment, not just one person. Both of you actually want commitment within this connection. However, nobody's talking. Like the conversation is really crickets. Like there's no dialogue here. It's just, I want stability. I want this foundation of a relationship, but nothing is changing. So I'm going to pull some tarot for this pile. I'm going to pull some tarot about this connection. And I feel like as for you, I feel as though this person, I just feel like this person is the person that did not want the commitment. I feel like the person that the other party in the relationship just did not want the commitment, or they were not really like open to it. And I feel like it's because they had some sort of other situation going on. And it doesn't have to be that it was an actual relationship. It could have had something to do with work, depending on what kind of cards are coming out for you. But depending on what kind of cards are coming out for you. Ooh, okay. The 10 of Swords. So yeah, I feel like surrendering. You know, it could have been work. It could have been maybe a familial type of relationship that they had to take care of. It could have been just a lot of commitments and different things that they were really working through and trying to. The sun. I thought it was the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. It could have just been a lot of different things that were on this person's plate where they didn't want to have this commitment, but they still wanted to share these really valuable moments with you. I feel as though this relationship made both of you feel like a kid, or like something about this relationship wasn't, it's not that it was immature in a bad way. It was just like a lot of the energy in this relationship just reminds me of naivete and just having this, like, I'm exploring this relationship as it goes. I don't have any preconditions, or I'm not really having any expectations of where this relationship is going to lead. I'm just allowing things to flow and happen. And I feel as though because of that, the relationship has ended up the way that it has without having any conversations. But I also feel like you guys are able to experience each other without a sense of judgment, and you guys kind of know each other. I feel like you guys have like a platonic type of relationship with one another that also involves like this passionate like intimacy and stuff like that. But you guys are both mature enough to realize that this relationship, the way that it's going right now, is not working. And you guys both recognize that there is a change that needs to happen. You have the Sun card here, so obviously Sun energy. You also have the 10 of Swords, which is talking about Gemini energy. You have the Sun once again, and I feel as though the word is ruined for the 10 of Swords. What I feel like is happening here overall for this energy between the two of you, it's like with this 10 of Swords, I feel as though both of you have kind of surrendered, or I feel like you energetically have given up. I feel like this person could be still trying to come towards you and make the advances and like try to fall back into these same patterns. But I feel like for you, you've kind of surrendered. You kind of given up. Like, you know what? I'm over this. I'm over not having any bounds on our relationship. I'm over not really communicating how I feel about this relationship. I'm over just having this passion. I want the stability. Like, you definitely want the stability. And I feel as though both of you want to rebuild, but I feel like this person may be a little bit afraid of coming towards you and admitting that they want to rebuild this relationship with you. With the 10 of Swords here, I feel like there could be a sense of worry, but I feel with the surrender, the need or the feeling of worry is going to be relinquished from you. I feel like with the Sun card here, there is passion and there is optimism on the other side of it. I feel like there is a sense of completion with the cycle in the relationship. I feel like for you, you're going to get to this point where you are going to maybe stop talking to this person for a little while, and you're going to surrender the relationship. And I feel like through that, you're going to see optimism through the relationship, because you're going to have time to really think about what you want out of this connection and what you want from this commitment from this person. I feel like you're going to have your own time, and you're going to be able to really explore that for yourself, because I feel as though you guys are around each other a lot, or you guys are around each other enough to the point where the conditioning of, oh, I'm away from this person, this is my mentality, and then you flip to the side of, oh, you know, we're experiencing each other, like we're having this passionate moment with one another, and it never gives you the room to really think about what is going on in the relationship. It never gives you the room of, this is how I feel in this relationship, this is what my commitment is in this relationship, this is what I want, and this is the pattern that I want to break, and this is what I want to bring to the table, and this is what I want this person to bring to the table. These are my standards. I feel like you guys have not been able to experience that, but I feel like you are going to be the person that initiates this change in the relationship. And I feel like you're going to move forward with this. And I feel like you're going to stop talking to this person and allowing this person in, because I feel like you are the one who's going to allow yourself to understand what you want out of this relationship, understand your commitment, and you're going to be the person that moves this relationship forward, not by you talking and trying to have a conversation, because I feel like those have been unfruitful in the past. By you removing yourself out of the situation, you are going to allow a lot of discussion and introspection to happen. I'm curious, like what's going on with this person? How does this person feel? The Five of Swords. Okay, Aquarius energy. We also have some Venus energy. Can you clarify this Five of Swords for me, please, Spirit? Okay, you have the Princess of Wands. So this is going to be the Page of Wands in the regular, and this is in reverse. So what I feel like here is that this person may not feel as though, it's like they feel like this energy is, it's kind of like they've set themselves back, or they've pushed themselves back before the relationship even started. I feel like coming into this relationship, this person wanted commitment, and this person was very stable in the idea that they wanted commitment, but it's like something here may have happened where this person betrayed you, and I feel like they have embarrassment about that betrayal. Again, I feel like it really does have to do with commitment. It's like, I feel as though you were ready for this commitment, or like you were open and like, oh my gosh, I want this stable relationship. I want to be with this person. This person could be the one for me, and I'm ready to have this relationship, and I want something stable. But then this person, I feel as though you could have even opened a wound within this person where it made them feel like they were falling back into the same patterns. And in order to protect themselves, they refused commitment. And I feel like even if they were dealing with, if there's a third party here for some of you, or if there is some sort of situation that is taking a lot of this person's attention and time, it's like they refused it and they used that as an excuse. But I feel really as though they were trying to protect themselves in this commitment. And I feel like they have this energy where they may not even feel mature enough to even step towards you, or it's like something about you, I feel, triggered them. And they feel as though this betrayal that they've had in this relationship, not wanting to commit, has made you see them as not able to be in this relationship. It's kind of like this person is going through this mental kind of battle with themselves, truly within this. But I don't feel like you see them as that. I feel like what this is this person is really in their own head. And with this Five of Swords, I feel like there has been some sort of betrayal here from this person's side. And I feel as though you moving forward is going to really open that wound. And I feel like this person is really going to have to do some introspection about this this energy, or they're going to have to do a lot of introspection about how they feel about this commitment and like how they just feel about commitment in general. Because if they're not coming towards you with this energy of, yes, I want this relationship, yes, I want to be here, I feel as though it's going to allow this relationship to really dwindle, and it's really going to fall in on itself, because this person is not feeling the stability within this relationship, because they feel that they are not ready for commitment. And the reason why I feel like they are not ready for this commitment is because of, I feel like it's because of like their openness to love, as well as them not really having a stable foundation of what that commitment actually looks like to them. Again, I was saying in the beginning that some of you could have had an ideal or like a feeling of what this relationship could have looked like, or what love could have looked like. But I feel like for this person, it was a lot more open-ended. And I feel like they were just kind of waiting for somebody to check some of those boxes and not really have a stable idea of what the relationship and what they're going to bring to the relationship, and also what they want out of a partner really was. But I feel like for you, it was more stable, and that's why you were ready to commit. I feel like also this person could be clearing like karma. This person could be clearing some sort of energetic like chain, I almost want to say, or they could be clearing some sort of like energetic lock that they've had on themselves for a long time, or whatever commitment that they've had. They could have been freeing themselves away from that, and they're trying to move forward, but they are not making the swift decision to do so, or they're not making a real like tough, or like, you know, they're not making a stern decision to move forward. It's just kind of like, this is something that I know I should do, and they're passively going for it, but they're not doing what they're actually supposed to do. And I feel like you, again, relinquishing your energy with this 10 of Swords here is going to put this person on the path of them doing this introspection, as well as clearing whatever karma is here. Because I feel like you guys are going to have this passion. It's going to bring you guys back together, but it needs to be in the energy of not like a continuous pattern. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we're coming out here with. What pattern do you want to break? And it's the pattern of going into this relationship without any means of boundaries, or not means of what this looks like and what kind of commitment that you want with one another. And, you know, I feel like you guys really do care about each other, and you guys do cherish one another. But the way that the relationship is going right now, it's like you guys are clashing with one another, because one person wants this and another person says that they want it, but they actually don't know if they want it, and they don't know what it looks like. There's just a lot of things that are in the air with this relationship and with this commitment. And what I feel like for both of you, it's like you're going to surrender, and it's going to put both of you on this path of introspection. And that's really what the energy is coming out for, you know, for you guys in general, for this pile. So yeah, that's really what I'm getting. I'm going to pull some oracle from your spirit guides here, and then we're going to conclude the reading. Okay. So what do your spirit guides want to talk to you about? Or what do they want to tell you just about the situation in general? What kind of advice does spirit have for you? Spirit, what do you have for my lovely pile ones? Okay. Okay, I was going to say, nothing's coming out. Oh no. Okay, so you have love. Okay, you have love. Love is the foundation of your existence, and you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love and compassion. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it is equally a form of energy that propels you through life. So I feel like you have been giving this person love, and you guys have been giving each other love, but there's no bounds to it. It's like you are water without a container, and it's going everywhere. Like you guys have had a major just leak, and the water is going everywhere. And that's kind of how you would describe this love, or this situation of just being everywhere without any sort of label. And as much as it is like beautiful to experience this, it can be very exhausting. It can be extremely draining, because nobody is having this open dialogue. I feel like there's a lot of sensuality here, and you could be exploring your sensuality alone with this carnelian here, and you could be wanting to bring that into the relationship. I feel like you guys are going to go through a period of, again, not being around each other, and I feel like you guys could really miss one another, but it's for the better, and it's for the good for you to do this introspection of this pattern that you guys are both dealing with and not really talking about and not discussing. And you surrendering is going to put you on the path of healing yourself and allowing this relationship to take its course and what actually needs to happen. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you, my lovely pile ones. If you enjoyed this reading, let me know in the comments if anything resonated. If you guys want a personal reading, I have those down below, a link to my shop, as well as this reading. I have some tips and some bullet points in a PDF file if you guys want to do some of the introspective work, and if you guys want some reminders of what was going on in this reading, I have a PDF linked in the description for you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and that is all I have for you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'm wishing you the best on this journey. Bye bye. Hello, lovelies. So this is pile 2. If you chose this beautiful bee, then this is your reading. So for this reading, we're going to be getting into, I didn't even say this for pile 1, don't tell them. But for this energy, we're going to be getting what's coming into your love life and what's just going on generally with your love life. So we're going to be seeing what's happening right now energetically for you. So I've already pre-shuffled some oracle cards with an addition of a not oracle card, but it's still really helpful. And then I also had some channeled messages for you guys. I went ahead and wrote down on a sticky note, but I'm going to go ahead and start off by showing you guys the oracle cards. So number 1, we have such a curious dream, grounding, returning to reality, coming home. We have palm tree, stability, security, performance, growth, endurance, flexibility. We also have house of cards, take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, gambling. And then this is a card from the Not So Strangers, or We're Not Really Strangers deck. So this is not a tarot deck, but this is really good for introspection because self-love, and this is a self-love deck. For self-love, we are basically showing up for other people, how we show up for ourselves when it comes to love and just relationships in general. So I feel it's really important to deal with introspection of self when we're talking about love externally. So for your question, you have, what do you finally feel ready for? So I feel like a lot of you could be opening yourself up back to the possibility of love in general. I feel like a lot of you could have went on a hiatus because you had this weird relationship, maybe with with love, or just in general dating, or just seeking out love and different things like that, where you felt like your expectations were not what people were presenting you with. And I feel like you took a step back and really wanted to work on yourself and also your expectations. I feel like you may have got different energies, or different type of maybe resources about learning from love to really see, are my expectations really based on different things that are not in reality, or are people just not meeting my expectations at all? Am I just meeting the wrong people? I feel like a lot of you, it kind of reminds me of that song, I'm mad at Disney, they tricked me, where she's just basically talking about how Disney sold a fantasy of what love is supposed to look like and what relationships are. And I feel like that's, for a lot of you, you kind of feel gypped of I wanted this and I expected this and this is how it went in the movies, or I read a book like this, and just different ways that you've grown up and seen love. And it doesn't even have to be that it was something that was outside of reality. It could have been you had a really good model of love from parents, or it could have been that your sibling may have been in a relationship. You may have older siblings, or maybe cousins, or just family in general could have been a really great example. Or you could have had older friends, or just different things that showed you the way that love was supposed to be experienced. And I feel like when you got to the dating market, it was is this what everybody's talking about? Is this what we're really fainting over? I feel like that's kind of what some of you guys' mentality could have been. And I feel as though you sat back and you went within yourself and you built some sort of stability and security to where now love doesn't feel as though it was before. Before you went through this, I feel like it could have been like this idea where you were conditioned to believe that love was essential and that was all that you were, supposed to be fiending for and striving for. But you went and you've deep conditioned and reconditioned yourself to believe in a different thought pattern. And it's kind of like you view love as something that really isn't so essential, or the way that people describe love as being, oh, it's this and it's supposed to be that and you're supposed to experience it in this way. You don't really feel like that anymore. But I feel as though you've gotten so detached from maybe dating and being in love and like relationships and different things like that. It kind of makes you feel like you don't really have a big expectation. Your expectations were not where they were before, to where they were kind of like fairy tale-esque, or you felt like they were, out of reach for yourself. But they're also to the point where you just don't really know what is normal to be experienced within love. And I mean that in the sense of maybe like courting, or maybe when you are dating people and you're on dates, you kind of have to sit there and ask yourself and question, like, is this normal behavior? I feel like a lot of you have really just spent your time living your life for a while, or just maybe even taken a year off, maybe have practiced celibacy, or practiced just not dating and entertaining people at all. And you're getting back into the dating world and things are just so different from when you left them. And I just feel as though you kind of have to sit back, like I said, and question, is this normal? Like, I'm on a first date with somebody and they're talking to me about their ex relationship. Like, is that normal? I feel like you could even like pull out Google or like text a friend and be like, this person on the date is talking about this to me. Like, is this actually normal? And like, you'll get like a response, or you'll be waiting for a response on this date and just trying to keep on normal. And you're like thinking in the back of your head, like, is this a normal date? Like, is this things that people really do? I just feel like you can be so detached from dating in general. Like, you know what you want, and I feel like you're very stable in what you want. It's just kind of like you don't know what you should be telling these people, and you don't know what you should be keeping for yourself. And I feel like it's a really not necessarily conflicting energy. I just feel like you could be a little confused in the way that you're dating right now and that you're approaching relationships. So yeah, I feel as though dating right now is outside of your comfort zone, but I feel like you are attempting to prepare yourself from it. And that's where this, what do you finally feel ready for? I feel like you've gotten to this point where you as yourself feel internally stable enough to go forth and pursue a relationship, but you just are not really understanding what that means and how those dynamics are going to really work when you are dating new people. I want to see what tarot is basically saying about what's happening for you in your, like, what energy are you attracting, and like what energetically is happening for you in your love life right now. Oh my gosh, my table wants to fight me right now. But anyways, let's see. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much. Let us see. Okay. You got the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you are definitely really guarded right now when it comes to you dating just in general. Like in your love life, I feel like even if somebody were to pursue you, you'd be like, hey, I don't know, are you actually trying to get in this relationship with me or what? And I feel like you're very blunt and honest with what you're saying. Like, I feel like somebody could be trying to like flirt with you, and you could be like, are you trying to take me on a date or what? And I don't feel like you're being rude. I just feel like you're just being honest, and you don't really have time to play games or anything like that. I feel like when you are dating people, or you're in this energy, in this environment of like, oh, I'm dating, I'm seeking love, I'm seeking relationship, you're very, very serious about it. Because before, you were called like, oh, you may have been called like, oh, your expectations are too high, or your standards are too high. But now you've refined your taste and you know what you want. You're just having a difficult time, or like a little bit of a slower time getting to that point. But I feel as though when you are entertaining people, when you are talking to people, it's like, okay, well, I know what I want. If you don't know what you want, that's on you. But I've sat there and I've done the internal work. It isn't coming from a place of ego. It's just like, you know that you're ready for this type of relationship, and you know that you don't really have time to play games with people, and you have the stability and security. So relationships and different things are not so important, and you're not desperate for them. But you are at this point where you want to experience them, but you don't have to sit there and do a whole run around and like, you're not playing games and different things like that. Like, I feel like you have learned game since you have been away from being in relationships. Like, I feel like you have really sat there and you have maybe like read books. You could have listened to podcasts. You could have even watched like TikToks. Like, you could have been, on a different type of just self-development energy for yourself. I feel like this has happened maybe over a year. It could have been definitely longer, but I just feel like overall it's been a while since you have really entertained anybody romantically. And that's why your standards are just so high. You have the Princess of Swords here, so you have the Page of Swords. So yeah, I feel like still there could be this energy of you not really understanding wholeheartedly like how to really date, but you know what you want. And it may make you feel a little bit like unprepared when it comes to like the dynamics of dating. I feel like you may have like questions like loaded, like, oh, like, you know, I want to know this about this person, or I know that I should be asking about this when it comes to this particular person. But internally, it's like when dynamics of dating are brought to you, you don't really know, or you're not really aware. And I feel like for you to get out of this, you're just going to have to go out and experience. Like, I feel like for you, you're going to have to go out and just have fun without, you know, like leisure fun, like leisurely fun. You're not going to really go out with the intention of dating. I just feel like you're going to go out and meet people, and the people that you attract and the people that you're seeking, you're going to have this vetting system, and because they're coming towards you, you don't really have to worry about like this dynamic of dating, or like, am I doing this right, and I'm doing that right, blah, blah, blah. These people are coming to you, and I feel like they're going to show you a good time, and I feel like their intentions are really going to be matched with your like questions, or they're going to really match what you have been doing this internal work for, you know, for so long. It's like they're going to match that energy really. And it's going to make dating a whole lot easier. But I feel like for you, it's going to be soothing to feel and finally attract people that are on the same wavelength of your expectations. I also feel like for you, there's going to be a letting go of like maybe this, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or like you're going to let go. And I feel like you're going to have so much more fun and experience dating as something that's just so much more, you know, like it's more like I feel as a game, or it's more like, oh, like I'm just open to it, or I'm just, you know, I'm just here. I'm very present in the moment. You could resonate with pile one just by the energy of presentness. We're talking more about like relationships in pile one, or like a committed relationship. But for you, my pile twos, I feel as though you guys are not really talking to anybody right now. You guys are not really serious in relationships. You're not really dealing with somebody that you have a whole lot of history with. You're just kind of present in the moment. And I feel like for you, you're going to have to take off expectations, or not necessarily a whole lot of expectations. I feel like you're just going to have to take off a weight from your shoulders of you getting in your head about dating. And there has to be a specific dynamic of the way that things are supposed to go. And I feel like you guys are just supposed to stay curious within these relationships and just allow things to happen the way that they are, and stay very strong about your boundaries, and stay very strong about the energy that you want in your relationships. But, you know, don't get too caught up on the ideal, or don't get too caught up on the culture of dating, because the people that you probably seek are not really abiding by the rules. There's no real rule book about how we're supposed to date in the law. Like, there's no law about it. It's just whatever you feel like is appropriate with that person. It really depends on the person and the relationship. It depends on the person and the relationship. But yeah, this energy is really straightforward. I just feel like you know what you want, and yeah, there's not really too much with that. I'm going to pull some oracle from your spirit guides, though. I want to see what's going on and what messages your spirit guides have for you about your energy in love. We're going to pull some of these. What messages are coming out from my lovely pile twos? Hope. Okay. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if they see you're at a low point, whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life. There's always hope. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, again, this is like taking away from the I have to date in a certain way, or like the anxiety of like, is this date going right? Or like, like really getting in your head about it. Like, especially with swords energy here, it's a lot of mental type of energy. I feel like for a lot of you, have the expectation that things are going to go well, and you guys have enough energy within you to know if something is going wrong, or internally you have a gut feeling in your intuition to understand that this is not something that you actually want to participate in anymore, and you have all of the right in the world to move yourself out of the situation. But for a lot of you, I feel like getting out of your head is just something that's so important. And I feel like it's really going to help you have more fun on these dates. And I feel like it's also going to allow yourself to attract the people that you actually want, because you're not having the burden of what the relationship is supposed to look like and what's actually supposed to be happening in this relationship. You're not having that burden, you know. You're actually allowing things to happen the way that they're supposed to happen. And it makes everything so much more easy, and it makes things so much more simple. It allows things to flow the way that they're supposed to. And it also allows you to have so much more fun than you actually would, you know, if you're stressing or just getting in your head and thinking about things just way too much. So yeah, I mean, generally, that's really what I'm getting for you guys. I just feel like you guys are very stable. You guys know what you want. You guys took yourself out of dating, and you guys went for what you wanted to, and you're going for that actively. But get out of your own head, guys. Get out of your own way. I feel like that's really the biggest message for all of you. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this reading, definitely let me know in the comments. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, I have my shop link down below in the description box. If you guys would also like to get an overview of what we talked about in the reading, as well as the introspective part, I have a PDF link down below for all of you guys. You guys can download it, and you guys can have a little worksheet, also a overview of, you know, just general the topics that we talked about in the reading. So with all that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. And I'm wishing you the best on your journey. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And that is all I have for you. Bye-bye. If you chose pile 3, or these beautiful silver angel wings, this is your reading. So we're going to be getting into the energy of what's going on in your relationships. Overall, this is a timeless reading, so you can come and watch this reading whenever you want, but this is what we're going to go ahead and get into. I already pre-shuffled some oracle cards for you guys, as well as a not so oracle card. I want to go ahead and start with this card. So this is from the deck We're Not Really Strangers, and it's a self-love deck. Basically, it talks about a lot of introspection. You have a past, present, and future, not sponsored by them, but I just found it really, really good to talk about self-love when we're talking about, you know, external love, because how we show up for ourselves is how we're going to show up for those who are around us and those who we want to love. So for your question, or for, I guess, your statement, we have I will never blank. So that's kind of the overall energy that I'm getting for you guys of I will never blank. What will you never do in a relationship, or how will you never show up when you are dealing with someone or in, again, a relationship? So I'm going to go ahead and read these oracle cards for you so you have the right way, learning to create what you desire. So some manifestations for you guys. I feel like you guys' energy is just so powerful. Like, I love this pile's energy. It's so beautiful and it's so magnifying. I love to end the readings off with this type of energy. We have nonsense. It's time to talk sense. You have separation, which is interesting. Sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of the future. You have ascending, transcending obstacles, learning expansion, new phase, preparing for union. You also have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Automatically, I'm feeling like a lot of change is going to be happening for you within your romantic life. I feel like there is an upkeep of change that's just happening and happening and happening and happening. I feel as though for this pile, there is some sort of, first of all, I feel like libraries are significant for some reason. I feel as though for you guys, you could have broken up with someone or you could have ended a commitment with somebody that was not showing you what you wanted out of the relationship. I feel like you started putting yourself first and you separated yourself from those. And it doesn't have to only be romantic. It could be that you're just upgrading your energy in general. Again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what does not. But there's also a lot of energy that comes out just by, doing a general reading. But I feel as though for a lot of you, what's coming out is that essentially you guys are removing things that were not on the level of what you wanted. I feel like a lot of you came in and wanted to manifest. You guys were thinking and manifesting basically what you wanted out of your romantic life. And a lot of people may have told you, hey, I don't think that they told you on a 3D level. I feel like they told you in the 5D or on the spiritual. You could have even had dreams about people coming towards you and telling you, I can't fit in your life. I feel as though you separated yourself and you allowed yourself to disassociate with people that were no longer in the same energy that you wanted to bring in. I feel like you ascended to a different level because you wanted to incorporate and bring in your true love. And for those who are not ready for it, you did not dim your light and you did not push yourself down. I feel like you may have had an epiphany or you may have built awareness of what you were actually doing in your life, and that was pushing yourself down or making your light dimmer in order to incorporate the people that were in your life, that have been in your life for a very long time, that you wanted to stay. And so you kept yourself settled in a specific point in your life in order to keep those people around. But for you right now, I feel like you're tired of that energy. With this nonsense energy, it's time to talk some sense. You're not dealing with it anymore. You're not dealing with people that are below and don't want to come up with you. You can't take everybody up to the top with you. So if those people are wanting, and like, especially because you have like angel wings here, like, hello, you have this energy of, if these people do not want to upgrade with you, if they're not already taking the actions in the course to upgrade themselves to a different level, you're not going to sit here and try and babysit them. You're not going to bring yourself down. You're not going to allow your energy to be focused on what they are capable of bringing to the table. It's about you and it is your life. And I feel like you're just going through it. I feel like you're going to be building and cultivating confidence within your love life. And I feel as though you're going to be dating on your level. You could have been dating below your means, or you could have been dating people that were just kind of around, like what was available. But I feel like for you now, you're getting this very courageous energy. This 8 of Wands energy just keeps coming out with you. It's like, in the 9 of Pentacles is coming out now too, like in my mind. That is, I feel like for you, you've had a lot of examples, and you may have grown up in a very like mixed, or like maybe even multicultural household, or you could have had like a lot of experiences early in life. You could have had like a lot of trips or different things, or a lot of different people, to where love was shown to you in many different ways. And for a while, you didn't see those childhood experiences as something that you should take on for yourself. And I feel as though for you, thinking back to those moments in your childhood, or thinking back to those experiences where you've seen love be manifested in completely beautiful and very ugly ways, you are able to extract those experiences and understand what you actually want out of them. And I feel like for you, you are a multicultural person. I feel like you're very intelligent. I feel like you're somebody that has a lot of culture. Again, I feel like you guys have a lot of education behind you. It doesn't have to be that you've gone to like traditional schooling, but you just have a lot of education. And I feel like you're a very well thought, well-spoken person. But you may have been dating below your means because you were in an area where you felt like the only thing that was available, what was below your means. And for you, I just feel like you're upgrading just in general. Like, you're taking yourself to a very different standard, and people are getting left behind. But you're seeing yourself in the way that is appropriate. You're seeing yourself in the way that you actually are. You're seeing yourself for the worth and the value that you actually are. And I feel like you're manifesting someone completely brand new that is on your level. Like, I feel like you're bringing in your level into this reality. Like, I just feel like that's so, so important for you. And you're coming into your own energy, and it's really, really beautiful. I'm going to pull some tarot for you. What kind of energy is coming out for you? Okay, so success. So you have the Six of Pentacles. Well, in reverse, you have this moon energy, and then you have this Taurus energy. What else is coming out for you? Ten of Pentacles upright, wealth, girl or boy or them or whatever you identify as. Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles. So I feel like people could have been viewing you as some sort of like charity, and people wanted all of your energy. People wanted your emotional, like they wanted your emotions. They wanted your emotional energy to be put into them. They wanted people, or the people wanted you to upgrade them. Like your presence is an upgrade. And I don't even think you realized it for a very long time, but your energy, your presence upgrades people. You bring people to the next level. You bring people to the next step. And people that are around you right now, or people that you feel like are not aligned with what you want out of your romantic life, have been wanting you to pour into them so deeply, because you are so educated. You are so well thought out. You have so much history and so much under your belt. People wanted you to pour into them, and you were not receiving literally anything for the relationship. I feel like you were getting really drained in these relationships, and you had to take a step back and be like, hold up. Isn't a relationship supposed to be a mutual thing? Like, aren't we supposed to be both receiving something out of a relationship? And you took a step back, and I feel like you really thought about it. And I feel like you started attaining information and wealth. This is kind of reminding me of the other pile too. But I feel like you could have even started attaining and gathering wealth for yourself, or you could have even realized the wealth that was around you and the resources and the opportunities that were around you, and really understood, like, I don't need to settle. I don't need to settle for this. And I feel like I feel like a blank could be, or what could fill in the blank is, I will never settle. I will never allow myself to go below my means because something is just available to me or something is just around me. I feel like you're going to get rid of that belief. And I feel like for you, you have Mercury energy here as well. I didn't even read these. You have Mercury, you have Virgo as well. It's like you were seeing the resources that are around you and the materialism that is around you, and you're thinking to yourself, why would I sit here and settle for somebody that is not even on my level? And it isn't coming from a place of ego. It isn't coming from a place of like, oh, you know, I'm so much better than everybody else. It isn't like that. It's not mean girls, but it's like you have value. You have, so much to bring and so much to offer. Why are you allowing people to take advantage of this? And I feel like you could be a very giving person. You could have a very big and open heart chakra, and people, hopefully that picked up, people could try to take advantage, but you now understand your value, and you are not allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. You have built awareness of yourself, and you have built awareness of what you bring to the table. And it's like, you're not having this nonsense. You're separating yourself from people that do not want to get on the same level. And for those who, are in this sense of continuous pain, or those who are allowing their pain to really run their lives, it's like misery needs company, and you have been miserable, I feel like, with people around you for so long. Now you can see from this energy. Now you can see yourself for what's actually going on. Now you can see yourself for what you can actually experience and what you've actually brought to the table. You want to adopt true love. You want true love in your energy. You don't want people that are, like nonsensically talking, or those who feel like they're victims. And of course you can help people, but I feel like for a while you have just been kind of like a lighthouse for people, or you could have been for a very long time like a rock for people, and you could have been stable, and you could have been giving so much of yourself. And I feel like now you're taking your energy back, and you're allowing this wealth, and you're allowing yourself to be poured into. With this true love here, this true love card here, I feel like you are allowing yourself to really manifest who you want. And you're allowing yourself to ascend to another level of your love life. Like, you're really leveling up, I feel as though. And I feel like you are just like, you could even have a dream board of like what you want your ideal partner to look like. And you're bringing that person in. And with these angel wings coming here, you're ascending to another level. And I feel like you're also in contact with spirit and talking about what you want out of a relationship. And you're also communicating and being open to what spirit is bringing towards you. But you have boundaries, you have worth, and you don't have to accept or settle for anything that's just plopped right in front of you. People have to work for your attention. People have to work to be in your life. And if they're not doing those things, if they're not also independently working on themselves, they don't need to be around you. They don't need to be in your life because you guys are not on equal levels, and you're going to have to bring them up from where they are. And you don't. As I was recording this part, it decided to stop recording. But okay, let's get into this message from Spirit. So it says, breathe. The breath is the vital bridge between your body and soul. It's the connection between the inside and the outside, connecting you to the universe, spirit, and divine source. The breath permeates your entire being with prana, which is the same life-giving force that nourishes everything in the universe. So I just feel like you have really taken the time to understand your worth and understand your value, and to push and propel forward in that, and not allowing people to really try and drag you down with what they believe and drag you down with where they're stuck at. I just feel like for you guys, you're really upgrading and getting on your level and manifesting the relationship and the person that you want and the ideal. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm getting for you guys. If you'd like to book a private reading, I have my link to my shop down below. If you'd like a PDF of what we discussed and also the introspective parts of this reading, I also have that link down below. You can download that and work on that. If this reading resonated, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. And that's really all that I have for you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And thanks for watching. Bye bye.